I'm Craig Smyser with 1835 Realty. Just south of downtown is one of the city's most popular shopping and dining destinations. We're going to spend some time soaking up South Congress on this episode of Discover Austin. South Congress, often referred to as SoCo, is the part of South Congress Avenue that runs from Lady Bird Lake to Oltorf. Now, some may disagree on what the heart of SoCo is, but I would say it runs from around Nellie to around Leland.
It's host to many excellent restaurants, vintage shops, and boutiques. In fact, I would use the word eclectic to describe a lot of the businesses along this stretch.
Allen's Boots is family-owned and opened in 1977. They've got over 4,000 boots and a lot of other apparel.
Monkey See, Monkey Do is loaded with novelty toys for kids and adults alike. Other notable shops include Parts and Labor, Tesoros Trading Company, and the more recent addition of Austin's own Kendra Scott. Of course, Big Top Candy Shop already has its own Discover Austin episode and is always worth a stop. There's plenty of excellent dining options too.
Home Slice Pizza is extraordinarily popular and in fact is the subject of its own Discover Austin episode, number 67.
Vespaio opened in 1998, and some of the investors questioned the location. But I think it has turned out all right for them. Guero's Taco Bar is another fine restaurant. Now, I won't name all the incredible restaurants, but I can assure you that there are many great locally owned restaurants on SoCo. And don't forget dessert. Amy's Ice Creams is one of my favorites. The Continental Club is yet another iconic place. It opened in 1955 and is one of the longest continually operating clubs in Austin. Originally a supper club, it's now one of the city's mainstays of live music entertainment. A few motels continue to stand the test of time.
The Austin Motel opened in 1938 and still has the original sign. And no, you're not the only one who sees that resemblance.
The Hotel San Jose also opened in the 1930s. It hosts the annual South by San Jose Festival in its parking lot each year around the same time as South by Southwest. The School for the Deaf opened in 1856 and sits on 57 prime acres of real estate. In 1981, it became a state agency and has the distinction of being the oldest continually operating public school in Texas. From the beginning, Congress Avenue was the main street of Austin. However, it wasn't until the first permanent bridge was built in 1910 that South Congress started to become a viable place for business. It bustled for a few decades until the 1950s, when many businesses moved to be closer to I-35 when it opened. SoCo was a bit rough in the 60s, 70s, and into the 80s as crime and drugs moved in. However, by the late 80s, the area was cleaning up and businesses returning, drawn by lower rents. SoCo is definitely a runaway success today.
So come on down to SoCo to enjoy some great dining, shopping, and even spend the night at one of the many locally owned businesses. I'm Craig Smyser with 1835 Realty. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Discover Austin. And remember, when you're ready to buy or sell a home in Central Texas, I'm ready to help. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Discover Austin. So that you don't miss any future episodes, go ahead and subscribe to our channel.